Hi there. In today's episode, I am going to share with you 10 natural fertility tips for you to consider if you're just starting on your fertility journey or if you're rebooting your fertility journey. Have a look at these. So number one, consider monitoring your cycle naturally. You don't need to use the sticks. We have natural indicators on the health of our fertility and how things are working. So you want to look at your cervical mucus and then also consider basal body temperature. And then there's other symptoms like cramping, headaches, or back pain. All these things for you to consider can help you to understand when you're ovulating. The next thing I talk about so much, tip number 2, is focus on specific fertility foods. And I'm going to recommend that you watch this series of videos that are specific to fertility foods after you get through these 10 tips. So you want to focus on like leafy greens, berries, things that are like high antioxidants and anti-inflammatory foods. Also focusing on whole grains and everything that's good for reproductive health. And definitely check in the comments if you want to get a free copy of my fertility diet cookbook. You can do that now, but go there after this video, click on the link, you can get access. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be offering it for free because it's getting edited and printed and all these things, but this is the first step. So you can have access to that. Tip number 3, herbal supplements. There are a ton of supplements that you can take, just to mention a few. CoQ10, inositol, prenatal vitamins, probiotics, omega fatty acids. There's so many things that consider, but it really just depends on what is going on for you. So you don't want to blindly go out there and just start taking all these supplements. Like, definitely work with somebody such as myself. I have groups online that I help women with fertility, but there's other people if you work with somebody locally, so they can help you hone in and maybe look at blood work and see what you specifically need. Tip number 4, you've got to manage the stress. Now, if you're just starting, it's super exciting. And for some women, it can be quite the roller coaster. And so like stressful things come up and maybe you're not sleeping well, or you're getting headaches, or you're just feeling stressed, or maybe you don't want to socialize with friends. All of that can be signs of stress. So we need to manage those. And some ways, probably the best type of either movement or exercise for you, but I would highly recommend that you add in mindful meditation or some kind of breath work if you enjoy yoga. There's different things that you can explore in that way, or simply getting out into nature, taking a slow walk or going for a hike. There's so many things that you can do to help you manage stress, but it needs to be on a daily basis. Not just like one yoga class a week, that's better than nothing. But it's actually better to do, say, 10 minutes or 15 minutes of stretching or yoga or walking instead of just putting it all together one time a week. We want to spread it out. Ideally, you would probably get movement for 30 minutes or so, but if you haven't started anything, that's a good place to start. Tip number 5, use natural lubrication. Because a lot of K-Jelly and all these other brands, they have so many toxins in them. So what's happening is that is getting absorbed into your womb, and that is the last thing that you want in that area. So definitely look into more natural lubrication. Tip number 6, you've got to focus on sleep. You want to aim for at least 7 or 8 hours. I would say more, depends on altitude and different environments, but that will help to regulate your hormones. And then also that'll improve chances of conception, because also it's noted that people who don't sleep well tend to have more inflammation, or their immune system gets a little bit attacked. So you definitely want to focus on sleep. And if you need some support with sleep, check my other videos as well. I go through tons of things that you can do to have a nice sleep hygiene. Okay, number 7, exercise moderately. Again, like I mentioned, going on nature walks and doing yoga. But if you are, say, I worked with a lot of triathletes for a long time. They're trying to get pregnant. If you are like a pro or semi-pro or something, like consider working with a specialist so they can help you modify extreme activities or extreme exercises. And then tip number 8 is hydration. So you want to stay hydrated because everything in your body relies on our water and hydration for things to move, like adequate blood circulation or just the oxygen to be moved around. There's different fluids that are coming and going, and we need to have that moving smoothly throughout our bodies. So generally, I recommend however much you weigh, say you weigh 150 pounds, so you want to half that and drink half of that in ounces. So you would shoot for 75 ounces. Now you check with your doctor. You may need more, you may need less. It just depends on your physical activity and your exercising. Okay. And then next up is tip number 9 is reducing caffeine and alcohol. And I'm adding in smoking as well because some people still consider smoking or using marijuana as well. So these are all the things to consider, but you do want to reduce or eliminate completely caffeine. Now, there's some leeway there, but I'm not going to get into that right now because I've covered that in the fertility diet episodes that you should check out after this video. And then the last tip is tip number 10. Okay, this is so important for you to seek professional help by somebody who actually specializes in fertility, who hasn't had a one-off success with getting pregnant. It's nice to hear stories. It really is. And it's also really good to work with someone who's helped hundreds or thousands of women to get pregnant. I've helped over 2,000 women get pregnant in my private practice over 20 years. It takes a lot of work, a lot of dedication to work with women. And it's just an incredible journey. And I wish you the best, and definitely stay tuned and check out the Reboot Your Fertility Journey and also how to start your fertility journey and the other videos.